Hey there, it's Craig with Remax Real Pros, and I'm coming at you for another Craig Talk Tuesday. Hey, today we're going to talk about, do I fix up my house to sell it or sell it as is? And I've got a few different points. Stick with me to the very end. I think you're going to like, especially if you're considering selling, I think you're going to like this little twist at the very end. But before we get started, of course, if you're considering buying or selling a home, I encourage you to reach out to me now more than ever. You need a real estate professional. Yes, we can put homes on the market and they'll sell quickly, but you need somebody to get the most money and handle the sale in these tricky situations with multiple offers. And of course, if you're a buyer, you need somebody that knows how to get your offer accepted in the sea of other offers that are coming in. All right, so let's get into should you sell, should you fix up your home before selling? And really, there are a couple things to consider. Before we get into that, let me talk about this thing that's called, they've now dubbed it iBuyers, or you've seen those signs, we buy ugly houses. If you don't want to fix up your home, there are plenty of options out there to sell it as is. And these iBuyers, I buy ugly houses, those are ways to go. Obviously, you're not going to get your equity, and so I encourage you to stay away from those. Most of the time it's going to cost you more money than it needs to, but I understand everybody's got their own situation. Sometimes you just need the money fast and you don't care about capturing all the equity. Sometimes you've got to get out of that house. There's an urgency there, and sometimes maybe it's just a lot of work and you just don't want to do it. I totally get it. All right. So, but let's take those iBuyers off the table. Now let's talk about somebody who's willing to do a little bit of work. How do you figure out how much work and whether or not it's worth it? First of all, you want to know market velocity. How quickly are homes selling? What are the market conditions? Are you going to be on the market for a long time? Are you going to be able to capture your money right away? And so that's kind of market velocity. How quickly is the market moving forward? Then you've got to look at, I'm looking at notes. You've got to look at the condition of your home, and you have to do this objectively. If you can't do it objectively, if you're one of those people that think, I have the best house, you may have, but I have the best house, please check yourself by having somebody who you trust will tell you the truth to come over and point out the flaws. I know people who've lived in their homes for over 30 years and haven't done a whole lot of maintenance, and they believe they have the primo house on the block, and it needs work. So you got to be real about this. Now, when you're getting real with yourself, get real with the comparable sales that are out there, the past sales. And I recommend keeping it within the last 30 days. Homes that are similar in size, bedroom, bathroom count, age, and location within the last, I'm sorry, I said 30 days. I meant 90 days, okay? Especially in a market where there's a lot of data. So don't look back more than 90 days. You can do this on Zillow. My recommendation would be to have a professional who is seasoned and knows how to do this, a realtor who's been doing this for a long time. So you want to look at the high and the low of those past sales and see what the pricing is. You want to see what the difference is in pricing. You want to see what the difference is in condition. And then again, consider your home and see what it takes to get you from where you are, whether you're at the low, you need to get to the medium or maybe the high, or if you're the medium maybe and you need to get to the high, or you want to get to the high price when you go to sell your house. And you've got to be, again, you've got to be very objective and real about that. Then you've got to look at the condition of the current sales, homes that are currently on the market. This is your active competition. Again, you're trying to keep it within the same geographic area. You want to keep it the same or similar size and bedroom, bathroom count. And look to see, do you have white tile counters and they all have granite or quartz or something? Do you compare to them, or might you need to either do some repairs or do some improvements to bring it up to current day. And because perhaps everybody else that you're competing with is in, has new colors and new flooring and that kind of a thing, and maybe yours is 15 years old from when you bought the home or whenever it was. So you want to look at those things. Now, you may not, like in this market, you may not be able to find a whole lot of active competition. So then you could start looking at homes that are pending or in escrow, and then look at the condition of those homes. And based on what you see there, then you could decide, do I need to put money into my home to get more money out? So here's my general rule of thumb, all right? If you are gonna put in $1, you wanna get at least $2 back for every dollar that you spend. In other words, if you decide, hey, I do need to make some improvements and it's gonna cost me $5,000, you want to know that you're going to get $10,000 or more in increased value when you go to sell your home. So you want to be able to sell your home for at least $10,000 more than than if you didn't do the work. Okay, so like I've got some folks. We were looking at their situation, and if they didn't do any work, it could cost them about $50,000. If they did 10, actually we had a contractor come out, it was going to be, I think it was $14,000 worth of work. They could recapture that $50,000. That's when you really, really, really want to consider, is it worth doing the work? $50,000, 40, 30, what, $35,000, 36? I think it's worth doing the work. You don't have the money, that's okay. Talk to a professional. They probably have ways to make that work for you, okay? And then you want to go back and then this is where that velocity comes back into play, okay? So in this market, the velocity is screaming down the street, okay? Homes are selling so fast at record prices, at record numbers of multiple offers. So in that case, now let me go back to the person that I was talking about just a moment ago. I was looking and I said, hey, I think because of the velocity of the market, we could probably get away with doing less repairs, less improvements, and still get the same amount of money. So what you want to look at is it going to cost you money if you don't do certain repairs? And so like with this family, I said, I don't think you need to replace all the flooring downstairs. They actually don't have any flooring. It was just, anyway, it could go either way. Like, hey, finish these few parts or refloor the entire downstairs. And I said, I don't know that you're going to get 2 to 1 if you refloor the entire downstairs. So let's take that out of the equation. Now here's the other side of that coin. If you don't do it, will it cost you money? In other words, will you have less people looking at your home? Will you have less people making offers? And will you not be able to capitalize on the market and push the price up maybe? And in this scenario, I believe, in my humble and professional opinion, that to do the work, to spend the $4,500, that was $4,500 of the $14,000, actually is a little bit more, I think. But anyway, to spend that money and not get a 2 to 1 return, I didn't think it was worth spending the money, because the other side of the coin was covered as well. To not spend the money, it didn't appear, because there's so much activity in the market, it didn't appear that it was going to hurt the sale. Okay, you may be in a totally different market. If you're not selling right now, in fact, things could change in 3 weeks, because 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago they came to me and I was telling them, I really think you need to do all these things on this punch list. Today, because the market turned a corner about 3 weeks ago, last week when we were looking at things, I said, yeah, I don't really think you need to do everything. So you've got to really consider the velocity, what's going on in the market right now. Please, 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 if you're considering making a move, get the advice of a seasoned professional, someone who's been through markets like this before. In other words, somebody who has been in the market for more than 15 years probably in real estate. If you have a house to sell and you're trying to buy a house, you've got to have somebody that knows how to deal with all of that. I would love to have a conversation with you. We may not be a good fit, who knows? But if we are, please reach out to me if you have questions, you want to explore some of this stuff. You can call or text 951-733-5400, or you can go to my website, which is connectwithcraig.com, and we can connect and see if this is a good time for you in the market, if it makes good sense for you to make a move, whether you are buying, selling, or have a house to sell in order to buy. I'm telling you, interest rates are so great. It's for many, many people, this is a perfect time. It's a wonderful time to make your first move or your next move. So I look forward to connecting with you. And look, if we're not a good fit, I would, you know what? I will refer you to my toughest competition in my market, all right? Hey, I appreciate you spending this time with me. Like, comment, share, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next Craig Talk Tuesday. Thank you.